Welcome to Your Family's Health, the program that focuses on healthcare issues with unique and different modalities for taking charge of your health today. Experts talk weekly with our continuing roster of guests from around the country and right here in Nassau County to keep you up to date on the latest health issues and trends. Take care of your mind, body, and soul. Spend the next half hour with the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC, and get on the journey to better health.
And we hope you're having a great day today. Hi, I'm Dr. Jeanine Cook-Garard from the nursing department here at Nassau Community College. And today our special guest is Dr. Robert Dell'Amore, who is a professional and chef educator, culinary skills professional who teaches nutrition through his innovative and BOCES award-winning program called The Power of Food, Culinary Skills for Optimal Health. A Long Island native, originally from Rockville Center, he has been teaching professionally for over 15 years and has brought his work to 22 states nationally, including Alaska. He has been featured with the USDA Mid-Atlantic Region Department for Food and Nutrition, the New Jersey State Department of Health, Rutgers University, Hofstra University, City University of New York, and Joint Military Base Dix McGuire Lakehurst, Fort Dix, New Jersey. He has introduced his multi-sensory, high memorable teaching style to more than 100 libraries and school districts here on Long Island. What an impressive bio. And welcome, Dr. Dell'Amore.
Thank you, and I'm so grateful for this invitation.
So tell me, what is this culinary skill nutrition program, The Power of Food, and what makes it different?
This is an initiative that I began about 15 years ago to approach nutrition and healthy lifestyle, healthy eating through a multisensory stimulatory approach, stimulating the senses of sight, smell, taste, with the knowledge that these important and powerful sensory organ systems, where they synapse in the brain, it happens to be in the hippocampus, which is responsible for long-term memory. With this type of bombardment or innovation through these sensory organs, we can literally plant a seed in children's minds, teens' minds, and adults' minds regarding healthy, clean choices for diet through sensory stimulation of sight, smell, and taste, making it desirable. And having them try these new fruits and vegetable combinations that I've been developing, and getting them to fall in love with them allows an easier approach to getting them to try it again and actually fall in love with the different fruit and vegetable combinations that I like to present to them. When it's presented live, it's more powerful. When they get a chance to sample the food, it's most meaningful and memorable, again, because of that powerful innovation through these sensory organs.
So it's not just important in terms of that you're hungry, but how you engage your I guess, I don't know if you would call these individuals that you cook for, or patients you cook for,
students.
Or students you cook for. You really have to engage them with what they see.
It begins with the visual.
It begins with
stimulation. I have been doing this for so many years now. I have perfected the way to maximally stimulate them visually with colors and different textures of fruit and vegetables. Secondly, we hit them with the aromas, and this is such a powerful approach and such an important mention for mothers and fathers who are cooking with their kids at home, that those aromas that permeate the house, the fragrances, the bouquets of these amazing fresh herbs and different aromas when cooking are powerful stimulatory, have powerful stimulatory effects in the hippocampus. In fact, the children, teens will never forget these aromas and tastes. And that is why, as adults, certain aromas and tastes can evoke strong, powerful memories back to adults' youth.
So how important is this? You talk about comparing and contrasting the kids versus the adults. How early are we talking with regard to children, and how important is that we are starting to engage them in colorful foods or foods that the aromas, so that they have a mature palate, if you will?
Absolutely.
How important is that? And how early do we start?
So what I've tried to do, and I have tried to focus on, again, presenting programming for kids 3 and up, where we can actually make it desirable and fun for them. Again, the aromas are so powerful, and they're either positive or negative. But what we're doing, and I ask parents to consider and adults to consider how effective and easy and efficient it is to, by introducing these different textures, tastes, colors, and aromas to children at very young ages. You're literally planting a seed in the hippocampus, deep inside the brain. That organ is responsible for long-term memory. So literally planting a seed in their brains.
So you would suggest for, I guess, parents of these children 3 and up to start introducing foods that are different in textures, such as your crunchy, your cruciferous vegetables, and as well as the mashed potatoes and the greens, the yellows, all of this very early, so that they feel, touch, taste. How do you begin this kind of teaching for parents who may have children?
What a great question. Mm-hmm. What I like to do is teach my adult students that several important paradigms, which is, one is more color, more health. When you look at fresh produce, anything that is colorful is going to be healthier than something that does not have color. Perfect example are green, red, orange peppers. 3 times the vitamin C of a green pepper. Everyone knows how healthy blueberries are. What about the incredibly magnificent cruciferous vegetable red cabbage? Mm-hmm. When you make a salad with all these different colors, every color of the rainbow, and what parent would not appreciate some advice like that? More color, more health. So simple, and you can teach it to the kids very easily. When we talk about crunch, everyone has a bad memory about soggy and overcooked green beans. Well, when we look at the crunch of kale, the crunch of the red pepper, these are all incredibly appealing and so attractive. And this is the way we engage both adults and kids.
You're listening to Your Family's Health on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Dr. Jeanine Cook-Garard, and today our special guest is Dr. Robert Dell'Amore, and he is a professional chef and educator. So tell me, Dr. Amore, when we're talking about introducing these kinds of foods to children, I noticed that this food introduction and the way we eat is very cultural. So that, would you say that this is something that's possible across culture?
What I have tried to do is introduce this type of healthy and clean lifestyle, healthy and clean diet, through more home-cooked meals to a multicultural population, especially those that are new to this country that adopt the unhealthy ways of Western diet. Fast food, inexpensive, quick, satisfying. If we can show them healthy alternatives to this horrific Western lifestyle, we can prevent diabetes, we can prevent obesity, we can prevent metabolic disorder, which is rampant in especially Latino populations. Haitian, African American populations have another whole host of medical issues related to diet: high blood pressure, heart attacks, stroke. If we can introduce this as, again, a healthy Western diet based on eons old diets from the Mediterranean and from the Roman age, olive oil, garlic, onion, and in this way show these multiple populations a healthy way to eat, a healthy lifestyle to adopt. And if you can share with them the skills to get it done quickly, easily, inexpensive ingredients, who is not going to take a look at that?
So would you say that you try to steer people away from cooked vegetables, or you're one that agrees with raw is always better?
Well, raw is going to be absolutely more nutritious, but I am trying to reach a bigger audience and introduce healthy cooking techniques with little or no salt. Never any butter. Never any saturated fat.
No butter.
No butter. I've been doing this 15 years and never introduced butter into one recipe. Typically, no salt is added to the food that I cook. And I show and demonstrate live how to make the food delicious and desirable. And I'm talking fresh produce, maybe some lean meats, but really little or no salt, and the techniques how to maximize sweetness in onion, use garlic, ginger, and spices.
Rather than salt. So you never ever use salt.
I am teaching now 15 years with no salt.
So when you teach using these herbs or different things to how to enhance the flavors of foods without the salt, has this been accepted cross-culturally in your experience?
It's very hard. Let's take a Latino population that are addicted to sazon.
Yes.
And will not prepare a rice dish or a meat dish without sazon. All you have to do is look at the chemicals in a package of sazon. So how do you cross that barrier? You do it through the palate. You don't preach. You teach and you demonstrate. And then you ask them to try it. And that's what I'm trying to do. Get to that wow moment where after trying the food they say, oh my gosh, this chicken is delicious. I can't believe there's no salt. What is the trick? And the trick is flavoring the food naturally. Caramelized onions, sun-dried tomatoes, garlic, ginger, cumin, turmeric, tahini.
They're making me hungry already. So when you teach this transcultural approach to healthy way of living and cooking, I, as an educator, I've had this kind of discussion with people of other cultures to steer away from fast food. Are you saying no fast food is ever good, or you're saying choose your fast food, or only cook fresh?
So how about being mindful of the choices that you make 75% of the time, and 25% of the time due to convenience or lack of time, indulge in a fast food option, but really minimize it, everything in moderation. And if you can consider eating 3/4 of your meals clean, it doesn't have to be raw, but cooked in a healthy way. You know how much salt and sodium and preservatives are in the food when you prepare them at home, or when you make choices out of the home. Base them on how the food is prepared, not how they taste or is it going to fill me up. Those are considerations that we call it mindful eating, mindful living. And this is how I try to get people to make healthy choices. I'd love to talk about the supermarket, and we'll get to that later.
So this international cuisine that you do, this is what you're doing now, actually.
Yes.
So how are you carrying this forward?
Thank you. This is an approach that I've embarked on to really get people to look at global cuisine cuisine outside of the United States, outside of North America, and look at eons old ways of cooking from India, from Spain, from Italy, from Greece. And the research is there over 30 years on the benefits of a Mediterranean diet. I've expanded it now to include Indian cuisine, featuring the incredibly healthy ingredients like ginger and garlic paste, turmeric, cumin,
your curries,
curry powder, garam masala. These are spices that have been used for eons, and they add so much flavor and so many healthful benefits, anti-inflammatory in particular. If we can look at, just try different dishes and introduce a simple way to prepare them, I think we can get people to shift perception about them. Try them. If they like them, they'll try it again.
This is a great time to take a break. This is Dr. Jeanine Cook-Garard, and I'm talking with Dr. Robert Dell'Amore about healthy eating. You're listening to Your Family's Health on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Hey, is that a faucet running?
Nope, that's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest.
It is?
Yeah, forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink. The water comes straight from the forest to us. In fact...
What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum.
That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe.
How do trees clean the air?
They soak up the dirty air on their leaves, branches, and trunks, which means clean air for us.
Cool. I didn't know that.
Yep, but the forest does more than give us clean air and water. It gives us shade for hot days, birds to listen to, and trees to climb.
Wow, that's awesome. I didn't know how cool the forest could be. Hey, let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does, just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
90.3 WHPC.
We now return to Your Family's Health on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
And welcome back to Your Family's Health on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Dr. Jeanine Cook-Garard, and today our special guest is Dr. Robert Dell'Amore, a professional chef educator, culinary skills professional, who's talking about healthy eating. So, Dr. Dell'Amore, tell me, when we go to the supermarkets just to do our purchase, and I'm sure many people, your listening audience, will notice a distinct difference in shopping organic versus inorganic when we are trying to purchase our produce and or vegetables, except and all of that we're trying to get that to be healthy, steering away from pesticides and antibiotics in our meats and so forth and so on. We want to be healthy, but it is so expensive. What are your suggestions?
What I'd like to ask your listeners to consider is the importance of the point of purchase. What goes on in that supermarket dictates your food for the next week or two. So the decisions that are made are going to directly affect the food that is either going to help or harm you. If we make decisions based on what we just like and what we feel that we need to have, red meat and sugary desserts and high carbohydrate pastas and rice, and then we flavor them with things like sazon. Again, these ingredients are going to be satisfying, but really are not healthy fuel for the body. And that's what I like to consider the food that we purchase and ingest as fuel for the body. So when you look at the point of purchase, what decisions are being made? How are you going about it? There are different motivators. One is to save money. One is ease of preparation. If we can take a family unit and have them and demonstrate for them how to prepare it, fresh ingredients from scratch, and combine them with lean meats, chicken, light, white or dark meat chicken, for example, and show it to them in an easy fashion, they might go ahead and purchase these things in the supermarket. But again, getting back to your question regarding organic versus organic, everyone is familiar with the Dirty Dozen. Yeah. So we want to look at that list. We want to just Google the Dirty Dozen. It'll come right up.
What is the Dirty Dozen?
So the Dirty Dozen are the 12 most highly prevalent pesticides, preservatives in the fresh produce that you need to go organic with. Okay, we're going to start the list with strawberries. Any soft berry or fruit with a soft skin, peaches, nectarines, must be purchased organically, or at least peeled, of course. Apples, tons of pesticides on a conventional apple. If you peel it, you're okay, or if you wash it, better to go with organic. But again, these decisions are driven by, and the motivation behind spending a little extra money or buying the freshest produce possible is driven by that knowledge that this food is fuel for the brain and the body, and especially so with a young developing child or teen.
So how can I, if I do purchase the fruits such as strawberries or vegetables, how do I best clean them before preparing them or eating them?
Of course. The fruit and vegetables must be washed appropriately prior and dried properly. Okay? They can never be stored wet, otherwise that will promote decay. Mm-hmm. But the way that we want to prepare them is they're washed in either a water bath with simple apple cider vinegar. Works very well. Will clean a lot of the residues off of the fruits and vegetables. If you're buying conventional, though, it is best to peel them.
Mm-hmm. And I know that when we talk about peeling the apple or peeling the vegetable fruit, we're moving away a lot of the fiber.
Well, 80% of the fiber is located in the peel of the apple, right. The skin of the apple. So that is another reason, of course, to try to purchase organic.
Okay. You're listening to Your Family's Health on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. And today our special guest is Dr. Robert Dell'Amore. He is a professional chef educator. So Dr. Dell'Amore, I love your name.
Thank you.
Okay. We really are talking about choosing the best food for your body. Do you think that you can actually heal yourself, your body, by eating good, eating well?
Well, I think that most people are aware that what we eat, we are what we eat. And it's common knowledge that if someone is sick, that chicken soup will make you feel better. There's a reason behind that. But in general, if we look at the sugar content in today's processed foods, anytime we eat out, we're looking at high salt in the food. We have no control of what we're ingesting. We just know it tastes good and it's easy and it's a sociable thing. I get it. But the thing is, if we want to starve cancer, what do? We eliminate the carbs that break down into simple sugars, okay? We eliminate the processed sugars because those are the killers. The sugar feeds the cancer. Likewise, if we're ingesting a lot of cruciferous vegetables that have been proven to prevent cancer. If anyone is interested, just Google 5 words, cruciferous vegetables and cancer prevention. They will see a whole host of research on the internet on the benefits in preventing oxidative change, which leads to inflammation, and of course, cancer cell change. So look at this research. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research, and then look to ways of increasing fresh produce consumption in the diet, especially dark greens.
So staying healthy and eating well does not always have to cost a lot of money. You can have, you say not a lot of money or income, and choose to be healthy by, I don't know, your thoughts about choosing going to McDonald's versus buying a bag of beans and having those fresh legumes versus opting to go to McDonald's because it is, supersize me, or as you know, the dollar menu. Choosing that bag of beans or legumes and soaking them and having them with the rice is more of a healthy choice. Is that part
What about an easier way? What about buying a can of beans for 80 cents and just pouring them out and washing off the residue that keeps them in the can? And that takes about 30 seconds, okay? These are options, high fiber, high protein in the beans, the red bean. The red bean and the lentil happen to be the highest in protein and fiber of all the legumes. Introducing these beans in different ways, and the bean is a wonderful way to affect cross-cultural populations. When we can look at other sources than red meat for protein, like beans, and look at the fiber found in the fresh produce. Remember, fiber is important for absorption. Absorption ratios in the small intestine are increased with increased fiber. So if we are absorbing more nutrients in the small intestine, we're going to get fuller faster. We're going to get satiated faster, and we're going to absorb the nutrients. Remember, fiber is not so that we're regular. Okay, that is not the function of fiber, and 9 out of 10 Americans have no idea of that.
Right. So how does the listening audience get in contact with more information about the power of food?
Thank you. I have been directing people to look at Google. Just take a peek at Google, enter my name, Dr. Robert Dell'Amore, and you will see multiple pages of hits on my work, where I'm presenting island-wide. I would like to please mention that this program is not geared solely towards children and teens. I'm trying to get to the gatekeeper, the family gatekeeper who is making repeat food purchasing decisions for the family unit. So we do a lot of work on the island. I'm presenting with over 100 libraries, island-wide, Nassau and Suffolk. I brought the program to 22 states. I brought that experience back to the island, working with adults here, telling them what the Indian population, American Indian population that we worked with in Alaska, what they thought of this Mediterranean cuisine. They'd never had it, never exposed to it. They couldn't get over the flavor, the aroma. Powerful stuff. If we can motivate kids to become messengers to the family unit, what a powerful way to get a powerful health message through to a parent. If the kid says, I tried these amazing red peppers today and the carrots are so delicious, can I help you, Mom, and go food shopping? The beans I had with that taco mix today was just absolutely delicious. And there was no salt in the food, Mom. It's a powerful way to motivate adults.
And it's an excellent way to invite the socialization even among family.
Well, we know that families that eat meals together, 3 times less likelihood of a child smoking, alcohol. They're key indicators in what happens at that family meal besides the eating and cooking, the socialization. What about wordplay and what goes on with vocabulary, how children model their vocabulary on the vocabulary that the parent is modeling. These are excellent ways of immigrants learning the language. They actually learn language from their children many times.
So, if you had to leave our listening audience with 3 words to wrap this up, what would they be? 3 or 4? Just a quick, brief sentence.
Okay, great question. So, I think that the 3 most important words might include the power of food to heal and the power of food to harm. It's all about the decisions we make for ourselves and our loved ones. We can wait until we get sick, or we can be proactive and start right now. We'll look younger, remember, olive oil, super healthy for the skin, right? Garlic. Look at the different, look at the research. Be mindful, be inquisitive. I think the rest will follow.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Robert Dell'Amore, for talking to us about healthy eating. The professional chef and culinary professional talking to us today on this show. And this is Jeanine Cook-Garard, Dr. Cook, and thank you, our listening audience, for tuning in to this edition of Your Family's Health.